What you gonna do? Sucker me to death?
Welcome to About Time, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Stephen, and I've been a Doctor Who fan since 2005.
And I'm Ben, and I've never seen the show before.
For years now, I've been trying to convince Ben to give it a go.
And my answer has always been no.
But now, finally, he's agreed not only to watch it with me, but to do a podcast about it as well. And quite frankly, it's about time.
Hello, I've come to record the podcast.
Podcast. The podcast. I'll put the effect over it.
Oh dear.
Okay, I had to do that. So as you must have guessed, we've just watched Series 1, Episode 6, Dalek. So Ben has now had his first experience of a Dalek, the most iconic creature in Doctor Who. And we're here. But anyway, before we get into the episode, how are we?
I'm alright. Bit tired.
Yeah, same.
And it's bloody cold in the UK. We're not really used to this anymore.
Yeah,
like
it is freezing.
It's like it doesn't get very much above 0 at the moment, and so like
it feels freezing at the moment.
Yeah, my
and I don't normally
cold.
feel the cold. I actually like the cold. I much prefer to be cold than hot. But just lately, I can't bear it.
No.
It's absolutely freezing. So we're sitting here with our jumpers on.
I've got a hoodie and a jumper on.
Yeah, we've got the heating on.
Yeah.
Which costs an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
But yeah. We went to see Matilda yesterday.
We did go to
the movie.
Matilda, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think we both liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I said to Stephen halfway through this, whispered in his ear, and I said, I was one of those people for like 1 second. And
Not the people behind us who were whispering constantly.
yeah, like I said to Stephen, it's very tailored to children.
Yes. But, it's a children's book.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And no, I thought they did. I was disappointed that they cut. Oh, spoilers.
Oh, yeah, spoilers for the Matilda movie if you care about what songs they cut and stuff like that. But yeah.
They cut one of my favourite songs, which Stephen cannot stand.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we both agree. I certainly think that the 90s film is superior and will never be beaten.
But that's nostalgia, isn't it?
It is partly nostalgia, but it literally, it is one of my top... I'm not very good at picking favourites, as you know, but Matilda is definitely in my top 3 films of my life.
It's one of those films that I
can watch over and over again, yeah.
We've watched it multiple times together
and
through our time.
The main reason for that is Pam Ferris.
Yes.
She is
very
incredible,
good.
I was saying to Ben earlier, you really... she's hilarious, absolutely brilliant in that respect, but she's also genuinely scary. You actually believe she could kill a child.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, it was good. It was good.
It was good.
Shout out to the girl who played Alicia Weir.
Alicia Weir, yes. Who played Matilda.
She is fantastic and she is going to be a superstar.
Yeah, perfect casting.
Yeah, she is going to be a superstar because she was brilliant.
Yeah, she made me feel because I got really angry at the Trunchbull, you're supposed to. And then when she stood up, I was like, yes, you go for it. You say what we all want you to say.
And she was fantastic. And I really, because it's such a big role for a young child of her age to take on. It's very demanding. Making a film is very demanding. Mm-hmm. So props off to her.
Props off?
What?
You mean hats off or props to her?
Yeah,
you combine the two.
Yeah, no, really well.
Yes,
really good.
Definitely.
Anywho,
this is not a Matilda podcast.
This is not a Matilda
but
podcast.
we like to sprinkle in other things
that we do throughout the week, like very cold and yeah.
But we've got Christmas coming up.
Yes, we do. We have the Christmas tree on.
Yes,
just for a bit of atmosphere.
Yeah.
Anywho,
do you know what? Actually, I'm really sad that we have too many episodes left in Series 1. We're not going to get to the Christmas special in time for Christmas season. Because it's the perfect episode to watch around Christmas, I think. So that's a shame. But anyway, should we get on to our thoughts on Dalek?
Yes.
Once it finished, Ben looked at me, and I couldn't read his face, and he said, "Shall I hold my opinions for the recording?" So I said yes. So I have no idea what he thought. I'm now going to ask him, Ben, what did you think of Dalek?
It's my favourite episode so far.
Your favourite episode so far?
So my favourite episode so far.
I'm so glad you said that.
I think it was wonderful, actually.
It was excellent,
It was a very, very good episode.
Yes.
And there you go for people.
Oh my God. Hold the front page. Ben just said, Doctor Who was wonderful.
It was a wonderful episode. I still had my gripes.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
I still had my
That's
but no,
fine.
overall, I really did enjoy the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really felt like Russell and the production crew were very careful with this episode because of the Daleks being so iconic.
Yeah.
They were careful with it.
Yes.
And they paid the respect to the characters that needed to be paid respect to. And I don't think this will be the last time you see a Dalek because he travels throughout time.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, no, I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
It was a good episode.
Yeah, like you say, the Daleks are so iconic. They couldn't bring them back. They just have one back and then never see them ever again.
Yeah.
I will say it's quite a while till you see Daleks again.
Yeah, because I could understand that.
I can see maybe they sort of wanted to test the waters with this first series and just see if a Dalek was something people would still watch. But don't see them again for a while.
Yeah.
So you liked it?
I did.
You liked it?
I did.
Fun fact, interesting fact. You know I'm brimming with fun facts.
Yeah.
The Dalek.
Stephen's fun fact of the day.
Okay. Is that going to be our jingle?
We have a new jingle. Stephen's fun fact of the day.
Okay.
Doctor Who facts, fun facts.
Yes. I'm completely going off on a tangent now, but you just reminded me of when I was like 12 or 13 and I was obsessed with The Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
Went through a phase of that and I was looking up all the trivia about it.
I know where this is going because I've heard this story.
My parents banned me from sharing trivia about The Wizard of Oz. We'd be at the dinner table and I'd be like, oh, did you know Margaret Hamilton, who played the Wicked Witch of the West, got burned in one scene? And my dad would be like, will you shut up about The Wizard of Oz? And my mum was like, look, Martin, that's my dad's name. She's like, just let him have give us one fact a day. One Wizard of Oz fact a day.
She threw you a bone.
And if there was any doubt that I was gay.
No, there was never any doubt.
Anyway, what was I going to say? A fun fact about the Daleks and their return in this series. I think I mentioned this to you before, but in the old days, if you wrote an episode of Doctor Who, you basically retained copyright of your creations. The BBC didn't own it. So the BBC did not have ownership of the Daleks. So when they were bringing the series back, they had to get permission from the estate of Terry Nation, who owns the copyright. And there was a big, hoo-ha about it. There was a big battle. Basically, from what I've read, I think the estate was like, they wanted a lot of creative control over what was going to be done with the Daleks. Oh. And the BBC and Russell T Davies were like, no. And so I think it was actually reported in the press that the Daleks will not return in Doctor Who, because they couldn't come to an agreement. Mm. So Russell T Davies was having to take his story idea that he had and go in a different direction with it and make up some other filler monster to take its place. Mm. And then, thank God, it got resolved and we were able to have the Daleks in Doctor Who again. Because Doctor Who without the Daleks is like...
cake without cream.
Okay.
Buttercream.
Oh, yeah, okay. You get it.
It's like salt without pepper.
Yeah. Oh, very good, because they look like pepper pots.
Oh, I didn't think of that, but I was thinking of these things.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Do you want to just go through my notes?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the first note I made was the year that this episode was set. Did you pick up on that?
10 years ago.
Yeah, 2012. And it's so bizarre watching it now because that is 10 years in the past from this point. And when it was made, it was like, oh, it's the future. You know, it makes me feel so old. Mm. And Rose is like, oh, that's so close. I would be 26.
We were 20.
Yeah. And the little, they dripped in these little futuristic things like those computers that they had with the, glass screens. Like, as if we'd all have those in 2000. Well, that maybe they could be alien. Maybe only Van Staten has them, but it's just funny. That's the thing with something like Doctor Who, where you travel to the future. You've always got to accept that if the show outgrows the time period of something, then you will be proven wrong, and it will date it. Yeah. But that's just something that you have to accept, I think. Yeah. Did you see the the thing in the glass cabinet the Doctor said was an old enemy?
Yeah, Cyberman.
So you did recognise it?
Yeah.
So you know what Cybermen look like?
Yeah.
Oh, because you've seen products like toys. And
oh
things.
Yeah. I saw a lot of toys.
Yeah.
In the Argos catalogue.
So that one that you saw there was, I mean, it looked a bit rubbish, didn't it? Because it's like an old classic series headpiece, I think, from like the 80s or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Obviously we'll talk about the Cybermen more when we see them in future episodes. But the Cybermen have been through a lot more design changes than the Daleks. Like, the Daleks have retained that basic silhouette and basic shape the entire time because it's so iconic.
Yeah.
Cybermen is more of an idea of what Cybermen are, and they've looked quite different as they've come about. The Daleks, the design of the look of the Daleks often gets ridiculed. Like, they've got a sink plunger and an egg whisk, essentially. That's what people say. And they look like a big pepper pot.
Yeah.
But I feel like they did a good job of making it look cool.
I feel like the shape inspired R2-D2.
Oh, quite possibly.
Like, that kind of, like, domey shape.
Yeah, maybe.
But no, I have no qualms on the design choices of the outer shell. It looked alright.
There must be something about it because they were introduced in 1963, nearly 60 years ago now, and they are still as iconic as ever. And like I said, with very little actual change to the design.
Yeah, so it's like the design works. So
I think one of the things about them that's good is a lot of Doctor Who monsters, essentially you can see that they are actors in suits. Dalek, you cannot see that. I mean, you can kind of say, I guess there's someone sitting inside, but it's shorter than a human, and it's got all these moving parts, and so it's that uncanny aspect. You can't see any sort of emotion because it's just like an inanimate object, except you can also tell that it's scanning you and looking at you.
Oh, 100%. Like, when you see the Daleks, you're like, you look at them and you're like, oh my God, it's a Dalek. Like,
hot takes today.
You just know it.
Yeah.
Like,
you're saying they're iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when Doctor Who wasn't around,
people knew.
People knew the Daleks because my mum watched the Daleks.
I remember.
Colour scheme's a bit boring.
Oh, the bronze.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the bronze. So back in the classic days, the kind of classic look of a Dalek was metallic, silvery metallic with light blue balls.
Yeah, I thought they were
seen
blue.
That. Yeah, they were in the old days, but they changed it. I think because it's kind of like they had a redesign for the Time War, like to be a bit more durable and a bit more battle ready.
Oh, okay.
But I like the bronze design. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when we first told your mum that we were going to do this podcast, and she has like some knowledge of Doctor Who, limited, more than you did, and
original series.
She said to you, oh, the Daleks. Yeah, she said, you know, they're not robots, don't you? Yeah, it opens up and it's got a little idiot inside it.
That's my mum.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mum's hilarious. Just to let you know, we should totally have her on a future podcast.
Yes.
Because she is so funny. Yeah. The little squiggly thing.
Yeah, you were so keen to see that. Throughout the episode, Ben was saying, am I going to see the alien inside? If I don't see it, I'm going to be pissed off. Yeah. And what did you think?
Yawn.
Oh, the design.
Yawn, yawn, yawn.
You weren't impressed.
I wasn't impressed. All that reveal for this like slimy little brain thing that looked like a brain had just puked it out.
Okay. Interestingly, we were saying the design of the outer shell has stayed the same.
Oh my God, they've been redesigned inside.
Yeah, they've looked quite different various different times they've appeared.
Oh, they do mutate.
That's true. They are mutants,
so I can accept that. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I quite like the. I don't know. I'm indifferent about the look, but I like the way it's sort of puppeteered, like the way the tentacle was reaching to the sun and stuff. I
thought it was reaching for Rose.
It could have been, maybe. I interpreted it as reaching for the sun.
So, the Daleks are harmless without their shell.
Pretty much, yeah.
I was thinking to myself, it's either going to be like some kind of reptilian thing.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be like this plasma thing.
Yeah, so you had no idea what to expect inside.
No, I thought it was going to be like some like organic plasma-esque thing, like slime.
Did you think it might be like a little man, like a little green man sitting in there?
No.
Okay.
I wanted it to be like some kind of like organic slime, like an amoeba.
An amoeba, yeah. Yeah, like I said, they've had
it was a fish
lots
tank.
of different looks.
Really, it was a fish tank inside.
Oh, okay.
And it comes from a water planet. And it goes inside there.
Do you know? I don't suppose you do know what planet the Daleks come from. We'll take that as a no then. They come from Skaro.
Faro.
Skaro.
S-K-A-R-O. Okay. And where is that?
Where is it? No idea.
Okay.
But yeah.
Why were they at each other's throat? Why were the Time Lord and the Daleks? Because the Daleks were trying to, like, what? Are they, like, supremacists? Yeah,
they are. The Daleks are essentially like white supremacists, but Dalek supremacists.
Okay. And so they wanted to wipe out... Their
ideal outcome would be to wipe out every life form in the universe that is not a Dalek.
And replace it with Daleks?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, imagine they achieve that. Then what?
Yeah.
Then what? They're just going to be sitting there like, okay.
Yeah.
Now what? In fact, their creator, Davros, who we saw in the classic series, there's a really famous and good episode with Tom Baker where he goes back to the point at which the Daleks were created and meets their creator. And
the creator of Time Lord? The creator of Time Lord?
No. No. So, okay, so the planet Skaro, which is where they came from, there was a war on this planet between two races called the Khaleds and the Thals. And the Khaleds were dying out and mutating and blah, blah, blah. And a Khaled scientist called Davros engineered this method where they could be preserved and, like, put inside these mechanical shells to survive. So he invented the travelling machine, which is what we see as the outer shell of a Dalek, so that his people could survive. But he got carried away and he made it like he genetically tweaked them and removed all the emotions except hate.
Why would you do that? To win the war?
Yeah, because he was obsessed with that. And so they took that on. But then he got, spoiler for an episode from the 70s, but he got killed by his own creations because they saw him as not a Dalek.
Very interesting creatures, Daleks.
They are. And obviously, I don't know if this has occurred to you, but like they were created in the 60s, 15 or 20 years after World War II. So they're obviously a metaphor for the Nazis.
I was literally going to say, they're like Nazis.
Exactly, yeah. You even see them in some episodes, like with their plunger arms, like holding them up, like Heil Hitler.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
I could tell you a character I did not like.
I can guess.
Who?
Adam.
Who's that?
The boy.
The cute one.
Oh, you liked him?
Oh, he was alright. He was a throwaway character.
He's got in the TARDIS with them. He's going to be in the next episode.
Oh, okay.
You saw him get in the TARDIS with them at the end.
I thought they were just going to take him out.
No, he becomes a companion.
Spoiler, thanks for that.
Well, he's just got in the TARDIS with them.
Yeah, I thought he was going to take him out.
Oh, okay. Well, no.
Anywho.
Oh, so you didn't mind him?
No.
Let me guess then, who you didn't like? Van Statten?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, he's a piece of shit. You're meant to hate him.
Yeah. And then the woman takes his place at the end. I was like, what's that all about?
Yeah, but I don't think she was better than him. She's not going to be like he was.
Yeah.
I think she would put things right. Yeah, no, he is an absolute piece of shit. And he's like Elon Musk. Mr. Van Statten, it says he owns the internet. And they're like, no one owns the internet. And he's like, let's just keep the whole world thinking that way. And he's so ham-fisted, like, with that musical instrument. He was like trying to play it. And the doctor was like, I did say delicate. And then he finally got a note out of it and chucked it away because he was bored with that toy. Like, not respecting this culture that it came from. And it's just like, people like Elon Musk, sorry to keep mentioning him, but that's how I feel he's treated. Like, he's just bought Twitter. And within like a week, he messed it up because like he introduced that thing where you could buy a blue tick for a verification and people were like completely abusing that, as of course they're going to.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you buy something. And Twitter is massive. It's a huge part of culture in the modern world. And you need to be careful with something like that because it's something that a lot of people are invested in.
Yeah.
And so, just, anyway, off on a tangent there. But, yeah, Van Statten, not a nice guy.
So were they at Area 51? Or is this his own private little base?
It's his own private little base.
So she's basically taken all his money. And now she owns the internet.
I guess so, yeah. Did you hear what the helicopter said as it was going down? Not the helicopter, but the person in the helicopter.
No.
Did you hear what the helicopter was called?
No. Oh, Evil Bad Wolf.
Just, Bad Wolf 1 descending, it said. Curious, isn't it, that Bad Wolf keeps coming up?
He's the evil master.
You think Bad Wolf is the master, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's the President of the United States.
Listeners will know if Ben is absolutely bang on the money or if he's completely way off the mark, but Ben doesn't know at the moment. He'll have to wait and see. Do you know what annoyed me?
What?
At the beginning, when they all got surrounded by the soldiers, and Rose goes, someone's collecting aliens, that makes you Exhibit A, to the Doctor. Like, way to give away the secret. Like,
but he gives himself away in the elevator.
Yeah, he does later on, but like the fact that she just does it right there and then, like he could have gotten away with it because he is humanoid. Anyway, I've written down in my notes the theme tune because we've not discussed it.
Okay.
But this episode, you when the theme tune was playing, you said
there's a certain bit of that I like. It goes
the main melody.
It starts off and then it kicks into something else, and it's like quite cool.
Okay.
Like wow.
Yeah, I mean, I could literally, if you want me to talk about the Doctor Who theme, I could talk for hours. Because I've been obsessed with it since I was 12, 13. I'm one of the many people who's made countless of their own cover versions of it. And it's
a little like segue into Stephen's previous career at running the Doctor Who fan orchestra.
Well, no, I don't need to bring that up at this moment, but
you did run it.
I did run it, yeah, from 2011 to 2016. For anyone who doesn't know, it was a project where Doctor Who fans from around the world would play music from the show, Murray Gold's music. I would arrange the music, send out the parts. Everyone would record their part separately and send it back to me, and I'd mix it together, and we'd have a virtual performance. Which these days is actually, you see an awful lot of it on YouTube, but back when we started it was very rare. Like, I think we were one of the first kind of people to do it. So that's something I've always been proud of. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We did do a Dalek suite once.
Not here to talk about that. Oh, we did do a Dalek suite.
Yeah, but it's relevant. It's relevant. Also, we've not mentioned, we've not talked about the music for Doctor Who on this podcast yet, because I've mentioned it to Ben a couple of times in recordings, and he's always been like, meh, and we've just moved on, so I've just cut it. Because I am a massive Murray Gold fan, as you know. Did you find the music in this episode interesting at all? Did you feel it was good?
I'll throw you a bone, shall I?
Yeah.
I liked one section.
Which bit?
Just before Rose touched the Dalek.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the rest of it can go.
I can't even remember how that bit goes now.
Oh. It was a bit soft. It was I really don't think the mixing's very good. I think it's loud.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, that is a common criticism, that the mixing is over, the music's too loud.
Music on everything.
Yeah.
Let's have a little breather, please.
But the music evolves a lot through the show because this first series, like, the music budget was very slim. Murray Gold did everything on electronic samples and stuff, whereas you get to the Christmas special in Series 2, they gave him an orchestra, and it gets better and more kind of, I mean, I love the music from Series 1. It has a kind of charm of itself. But he wasn't able to use like an orchestra, but he did have access to a choir. So the Dalek music, like their signature thing, is that there's this choir, ominous choir singing.
Anywho.
I can see you're glazing over.
I am glazing over a bit.
But you like the theme tune?
In that bit?
Dum 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 dum.
No.
Ooh.
Yeah, that bit.
Ooh. Yeah.
Done with the synth.
Well, let's not go there, because honestly, I could take us off on another hour tangent on how that was done.
Okay.
It's not a
Look forward to
this
Christmas special music with Stephen.
Oh my god, that'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? No, they the Doctor Who theme predates synthesizers.
All right.
And it was one of the earliest examples of electronic music.
A saw and a violin bow.
No, it's an electronic oscillator that produces a sine wave sound.
I forget I asked.
And the bass line's made using a piano string. But yeah, she did. The woman. Sorry, but we've started. I have to go on. The woman who created it. So a man called Ron Grainer wrote the music, wrote the score, And it was created from that score by a woman called Delia Derbyshire, who was a technician in the BBC Radiophonic Workshop, where they experimented with sounds and things. She got 0 credit. It said theme music, Ron Grainer. Never mentioned her. Without her, it was nothing. She created something that audiences had never heard before, something that chilled them to the bone. Nowadays, editing a piece of music or a recording is easy as anything. You've got a digital piece of software. You can... No, don't roll your eyes because it's important. You can cut up a sound and splice it and drag it along on your virtual system. They didn't have any of that back then in the 60s. She had physical pieces of tape that it was recorded on. She had to literally by hand cut them up and insert them into the right order and get the timing right and everything.
Oh.
A huge amount of work. And it's worth it because it's still... I'll play you later the original one from 1963. It's like, as I said, like nothing audiences had heard before. If you were in the kitchen and the TV was on in the living room and you heard that, you'd be like, what the fuck is that? And go and watch it. Anyway.
Doctor Who.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my little 2 pence about that. So we've discussed Van Statten. He was a shit.
Yeah, I hate millionaires.
Yeah.
And billionaires because
the entitlement.
Yeah, and like the way he was saying, like the Dalek can't be replaced. The men can.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god,
disgusting.
That was just like life can't be replaced, can it? And when it came down to his life being tested, or up for killing, then he was like, "Oh, must do everything we can to stop the Dalek." Like literally, like you absolute egotistical piece of shit.
He reminds me of someone I know, actually.
Oh. Anywho, I want to talk about something else.
Okay.
I've got 2 things I want to talk about. The emotional arc of the Dalek.
Yes.
And Billie Piper becoming such a good actress. Like, the way she was on the phone with the doctor, I was like, oh my god, it's not your fault, doctor.
Oh, you liked that?
And when the Dalek said, something about me, woman you love, I was like...
Sorry, say that again, be clear. What it's about save the woman you love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what good is emotion? You
can't
save the woman you love.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he doesn't love her. He likes her.
Yeah. But I take that as... because the Dalek absorbed Rose's DNA and stuff, and knows all about her. Maybe that's something inside her that the Dalek saw and was like, maybe Rose subconsciously is like, the doctor loves me. I don't know.
Does Billy Bob become Rose's love interest?
What, Adam?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, could you not see them flirting?
The poor doctor. His heart's going to be broken because of
He's, but Adam...
Oh my god, he dies.
I'm not saying he dies, I'm just...
D-I-E.
Okay, I'm just saying...
Adam dies. How much of my singing makes it into the podcast, Stephen?
0.
0?
Adam is annoying.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. The actor's annoying.
Who he reminds... Where does he come from? I feel like I've seen him in something
I think his name is Bruno Langley, and he was in Coronation Street.
Oh, yeah. He's Todd. He's fucking Todd!
Okay. I've never seen really Coronation Street.
Google him now. If he's Todd... My early 2000s brain is pulsating.
Todd Grimshaw in Coronation Street.
Yes! He had the gay storyline! He fancied a nurse.
Oh, was he gay?
Todd was, yeah.
Ah.
And he was dating, who is it? Gail's daughter, Sarah.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, they have a child together and all that.
I didn't know you were a Coronation Street.
I wasn't, but my parents watched it as when I was... Well, my mum watched it for a bit. You should see the evils. Every time I touch this microphone, Stephen just gives me massive evils.
Yeah, because when I'm editing it, I'm going to have to deal with a big clump sound.
My microphone's not good enough to pick that up.
It is.
No, it's not. Don't lie.
Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry to bring it back to this again, but there seems to be a curse on this series 1 of Doctor Who.
Mm.
John Barrowman, Noel Clarke,
Oh, is he another one?
Bruno Langley is another one, I'm afraid.
What did he do?
Was convicted of sexually assaulting 2 women at a Manchester bar.
Oh. Okay.
So, yeah. He's another one. Sorry. So, once again, we're trying to separate the character from the actor, but don't particularly like the character either, really.
No, I don't like the character. I think he's needless.
You can see the Doctor's like, there's a jealousy there, because he's like, you know, when they were looking through the alien guns, and he was like, oh, what are you going to do? Throw your A-levels at them?
He's young. Maybe the Doctor's jealous of his humanity.
Yeah.
The Doctor's cold.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has a very big cold streak.
Yeah.
Like,
brutal.
Ruthless.
Yeah.
And that is why he killed his people.
Yeah.
Because he was the ruthless one, and he was the one who was like, actually, you know what? If I was in his shoes, I would have gone down with them.
Yeah.
What is the point of living if you have nobody around you that you love?
Mm.
Travelling the world lonely.
Yeah.
Picking up strangers, trying to fill the void.
Yeah.
That has been left, and you can't fill the void.
Yeah.
And you get hurt.
Yeah.
And you hurt every time because you see friendships and this and that, and you feel it's like he's trying to fill this empty void where his family sat, and his people, his race, and his identity. He can't.
Yeah, you say if it was you, you'd have gone down with them. But like, you could argue that in the aftermath of a war, there's a lot of rebuilding to be done, and like in the universe, there's a lot of destruction caused in the universe. Maybe he thinks he could go and help, and he takes it upon himself to do that. Yeah. But yeah. I think
question.
Okay.
Carry on.
I was just going to say, I think the idea is that it was a very difficult choice for him, obviously, to kill his people as well as the Daleks. But also, people say that the Time Lords were almost as bad as the Daleks in the end, because they were getting so ruthless to want to win the war. They were just as bad. And we see that kind of echoed in this episode with what the Dalek brings out of the Doctor. He brings out this side of him that Rose has never seen before. She's like, Doctor, what the hell are you changing into? Yeah.
I would be interested in seeing an episode that goes back to the war.
Okay.
That anchors back to it. Because, like, or even is there a spin-off?
No.
Anywho.
Yeah.
Okay. So
we may see it one day. That's what I'll say.
Okay. So I've got a question.
Yes.
Where does the TARDIS grow?
Why are you doing this?
Where does it grow?
I do not know. Moving on.
So, would you say they're rare? Like a tropical plant?
Are you doing this to wind me up?
No, I'm actually being honest, actually.
Because you said to me the other day, you're now gonna ask me every episode about.
No,
TARDIS
I'm not.
growing.
You just ruined my joke. No, but no, honestly, like, where do they grow?
Yeah, Ben, I don't know. I cannot answer any of these questions because I don't know.
Doctor, where does your TARDIS grow?
Okay.
Oh, but no, my question is, like, if they're really rare, he just leaves them.
What do you mean?
Just leaves it anywhere.
Yeah, because it's essentially indestructible.
Does the TARDIS talk? Does it have emotions? Does it like, I'm not taking you there, bitch. You want to go to the farthest... So, do you know how much energy that's going to take? I'm not going to go all the way to the farthest side of the galaxy. You want to go back to where the dinosaurs? No, bitch. I'm not going that way. I don't want to get eaten.
Okay. Petition for, in the new series, the TARDIS to talk, but in the voice of Ben. The Doctor's like the controls, and it's just like, no, bitch. Anyway,
the writing was very good for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because it made you feel sorry for the Dalek.
Exactly.
This Dalek... Huh?
Exactly, yeah. And that's the crazy thing.
This Dalek has killed so much with its bad breath. That just shoots out of its whisk.
Bad breath?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Anyway, it's got a little, like, whisk that shoots out some kind of blue thing.
Yeah.
Oh, any scientists out there?
Oh, yeah.
Can you say, though, the Dalek electrified the floor?
You mean with the water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I was like, when I was watching, I was like, how do you know that's going to do that? And I was like, oh, you downloaded the internet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how does punching a screen make you download the internet?
I I don't know, but many times I've been on the internet and felt like punching a screen.
Yeah. And I was like, all the while I was watching this, I was like, the Dalek needs some anger management.
Yeah. That's what they are. They are just anger and hate.
Yeah.
By the way, you mentioned that the Dalek downloaded the entire internet. I always find that amusing because the entire internet, like that's the things that Dalek has now seen.
Oh
like,
my God, yes.
The Dalek's seen, well, obviously all the ridiculous categories of porn that there are, but like Potter Puppet Pals, the Daleks watched Potter Puppet Pals. And
Charlie bit my finger.
Yeah, and like Nyan Cat. Do you know that meme?
Cat.
Nyan Cat, yeah. And all those things, like, yeah. Icon has cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Showing our age now.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway.
I really like the arc that was taken with the Dalek. Mm-hmm. Even though it ended up with really anticlimactic with a squiggly brain. Just covered in goo and just like... Meh. You have no mouth. How can you fucking talk?
Well, I don't think they can talk when they're out of their shell, but it was still sitting in the shell. Oh. So it's like plumbed in. Plumbed in?
Do you think it's bigger than what we saw? Do you think that was just the head?
No, that's it. That's it. But I mean, it's like...
What did the original creatures look like?
Humanoid. The Khaleds were humanoid before they looked like us.
And they squigglified down into squiggly little things?
Yeah, to survive.
But they're all dead now.
Well, yeah. Skara doesn't exist anymore. It was destroyed in the Time War.
Oh. Thanks for spoiler.
It's not spoiler.
I didn't know that happened.
Actually, no, it wasn't even in the Time War. I think it was in the classic series, like the Sylvester McCoy episode, Remembrance of the Daleks. Oh. But yeah.
What planet does the Cybermen come from?
Originally one called Mondas, which was Earth's twin planet. Oh. And then in the new... Well, I won't spoil you where they come from in the new series, but it's something different.
Where did the cat nuns come from?
They're just around, like, in the year 5 billion-ish. They just are there. They're not all nuns. Some of them are just cat people.
Imagine Archie being a cat and...
Oh, my God.
Who, like, just push everyone out of the way.
Imagine Dodger being a cat nun.
Very docile. These are our cats, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, Archie's my mum's cat, and then Dodger is
my parents' cat. Yeah.
One of 3 of Stephen's parents.
Yeah. McVitie would. So we've got a ginger one called McVitie. He'd be like a mean girl, like and like blank you.
No one calls him McVitie.
Yeah, but if I just said Vitty, people would be like, "What the fuck? What name is that?"
I say Vitty, and I started it. I feel
you did not because Anyway,
I started Dodgy.
Yes, you did.
Dodgy's my baby.
Dodger is an absolute babe.
Yeah, he is like my baby. And he will sit on my lap for hours.
Yeah. And he's just so cute and fluffy and he just loves a bit of attention. He's the neediest cat in the world.
Yeah. And then you've got Button, who is literally the non-neediest cat in the world, but will...
Yeah.
And she sounds like Marge when she jumps down.
Oh my... No, she's the Lara Croft of cats. I told you this because she jumps and then when she lands, she goes... Like
it sounds like Marge.
Yeah, but it's also like Lara Croft, like.
Stop sexualising your cat, Stephen.
I'm not sexualising the cats, for God's sake.
Bestiality is illegal in this country.
Yes. Oh my God. Ugh. I'm not a cat shagger.
All right. Owen knew it. American people won't get that.
Yeah, Vicar of Dibley reference.
No, I can't believe it's not Dalek.
No, we're not going down that route.
I can't believe it's not Dalek.
Was she dressed up as
oh my God,
with the Daleks?
The
bridesmaid thing.
The bridesmaids were Daleks.
Yeah, she's like, I am wearing an exact replica of the costume of Doctor Who as played by the actor David Tennant. I am a Time Lord, here to watch after you for all eternity.
Tinkle, tinkle. Okay, sorry, that's a massive tangent, but these are like some inside jokes.
Vicar of Dibley.
That we just when one of us needs to go to the loo.
Yeah.
We just go
tinkle, tinkle.
How much of this will make the podcast? I do not know.
I don't know. What else do we want to talk about? Didn't I have a question? Oh yeah, I was going to ask you what's your favourite moment in the episode?
The one where they broke the sunshine.
Sorry?
The sunshine one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You liked that?
Yeah.
The end there?
Yeah, because I think it was, like, quite cool. Like, probably never even seen the sun.
Mm.
But, like, I don't think the Dalek's dead.
Okay, go on.
Because that did not look like destruction to me.
Yeah, I completely agree, because that's something that I find disappointing in this episode. Now, just disillusion you, what's the word?
Disillusion?
No, that's not the word. Disavow you, maybe?
I don't know.
Oh my God. When I listen to podcasts and people use words wrong or get something wrong, I'm sitting there and going, oh, for God's sake, you're so stupid. And now I'm doing it. Now I know how it feels.
Yeah.
Anyway, just to get rid of that notion, it is dead. You will not see that Dalek again. But I completely agree. It looks like some shifty teleporty thing, doesn't it? Yeah.
Something should have been left.
They should have made it clearer that it was destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I would have done, if it was me, is just like this empty shell just falls.
Because as long as the creature's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, as long as the creature's dead, Van Staten could have kept
the shell, the casing.
Yeah.
So we find out in this episode the Doctor has 2 hearts. Binary vascular. Yeah.
Binary vascular. Is that in case one dies? Because he's got 2 lives. If one heart goes,
maybe
he'll live on one.
That's a good reason. It's a bit like we have 2 of a lot of things in our bodies. Like we have 2 lungs, 2 kidneys. If one stops working, the other one. But we do only have 1 heart. Like, that's curious.
Yeah.
And then at Time Lords have 2. The scene where the Doctor was first put in the cell and first encountered the Dalek, that is one of the best scenes. Like, Eccleston's performance in that is so good, because he comes in wanting to help this creature and he doesn't realise what it is, and then the trauma that is connected with the Daleks for him, and the fact that he thought he was getting over it, that he'd finally put it all to rest and all the Daleks were gone, and one is there, one is still alive.
And I didn't realise it was a bit battered until it's healed itself.
Oh, you didn't realise?
No.
Yeah.
Regeneration.
Yeah. That's not a bad impression, actually.
I'm notorious bad at accents.
You are, but that was not bad. That was all right. You said you found the voice annoying.
With the Dalek voice?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It grates on you after a while.
Yeah. But the thing is, the Dalek does a lot of talking in this episode. Normally, they don't do that much talking.
I didn't know they could speak English.
What? Their catchphrase is exterminate.
Yeah, no, I thought that literally was it.
Oh, you thought that's all they said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought they knew that word in every language in the world.
Oh, okay. Well, remember, they don't necessarily speak English. It's the TARDIS translation. Because it doesn't just work on... I don't think it just works on Rose because she's travelled in the TARDIS. I think wherever they land, it will work for the people around. Isn't there that thing in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy that's like a fish that goes in your ear that translates?
Never watched it.
Okay, or read it, or listened to it.
No. I do want to read it. It's on my list.
Yeah. No, I think there's a thing in that that's like a translator fish, Babel fish. You were really excited when when the bullets were shooting at it and melting away the force field.
Yeah.
You turned to me and you went, "Ooh, what's that?"
Yeah. I do like the Daleks. This is what happens when you get an episode right of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It was the prop, the Dalek prop looked good. They put money into it.
Yes.
The CGI bit naff. But they kept that to a minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of it was done with a prop, which looked good.
Yes.
It stands well. Because they didn't try to be over ambitious with the episode. It was okay, this is an iconic character. We need to treat it with respect. Let's do this well, and that's what happens. Where Doctor Who in the previous episodes has been a bit arty-farty with their rendition of aliens and all this, and I'm just a bit no, I enjoyed this episode. I can't wait to see them again.
Yeah,
because they are. Like you say, they're iconic, and if they respect the character as much as they respected that character, then we'd be in really good hands with other episodes. Yeah. But I have a feeling it's going to go downhill from here.
Really?
Yeah.
Why
I think it's peaked.
Oh, the show?
Yeah.
You think it's peaked?
Yeah, I think it's peaked.
Okay. Why do you think that?
Because it was a good episode.
I see.
It was well written. The pacing was good.
Yeah.
Like we almost went straight into the action.
Yeah.
Like that is what I like. That is what the episode should be. It's like problem straight away. Oh, how are they going to fix it?
Yeah.
Like I would love to see an episode though where the Doctor gets incapacitated and Rose has to save the day properly.
Yeah.
Like because I feel like she could do it. She's a very strong-minded young woman. And I really hope that we see her again after she leaves the show, because, or update on what she does. Maybe she should write a book. Become a millionaire.
Well, there's not much to update you on if she's dead, is there?
Oh yeah, she's dead. She died. R.I.P. Rosie.
I'm still so annoyed that you worked that out.
You didn't confirm it! You just confirmed it!
Maybe I'm just pulling your leg, though. Who knows?
You just confirmed it!
Who knows?
You just confirmed it! I'm going to Google it.
Don't you dare.
I'm going to Google it.
Google is banned from your phone and your life.
Stephen!
I'm messing with you. I could be messing with you. I could not be. You'll never know until you watch it.
Okay.
Right. What else have I written down? Oh, yeah. So, I was saying about the Daleks have often been ridiculed. One of the biggest jokes, big inverted commas around jokes, is that, the Daleks can't climb stairs. And actually, they were already floating towards the end of the classic series in the 80s. They were already doing that, but I think the general public probably forgot that.
What did I say when it hit the stairs?
You said...
I said it's a fucking genius. Of course it's going to work out how to go upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah, you Daleks can't have conquered half the universe and not be able to surmount a flight of stairs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, people are so annoying.
Yeah. But like I was saying, that's the classic joke. People are like, oh, they can't climb stairs. But yes, they can float.
But no, overall, like, I think it was a very strong episode. They took care of the characters because they knew that they would lose a lot of fans if they didn't get this right. Like, so they took care of it. And I think the CGI needs a lot to...
It's not that bad.
It's quite bad.
If you say so.
Awful is one word.
It's not that bad. You did look at me askance when the man was like, what are you going to do, sucker me to death? And then it sucked his face off, so to speak. And, his face, like, his head, like, shrinks a bit as it's getting sucked.
Yeah. Anywho.
Moving on.
Anywho. So, yeah.
Are you going to give it a rating for me?
I will give it a rating. And it's going to be quite a good rating.
Drum roll, please.
3 stars.
3?
3 stars.
It's your best episode so far, and you call it a 3?
I can go to 3.5.
I'm glad I nudged you up to a 0.5.
Yeah. I'm not giving it any more.
No, I'm not asking you to.
I liked it, I wasn't wowed.
Okay.
Apart from that one force field section.
Yeah. Well, no, if you...
wasn't even wowed, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Interesting, yeah. If your gut is saying 3, then stick with 3.
I range, like... I normally have a bracket where I feel like it could sit, and then I go with my gut, and my gut says it could sit at... 3.5. It's alright.
You're going to say 3.5?
3.5.
Okay. That's good. It's over half. This is the first episode that you've scored higher than half marks. Yeah. What do I give this? My instinct is to say 4, but now I'm wondering if actually maybe I would say 3.5. No, I'll call it 4. Call it 4. I think it's a very good episode, very strong episode, very great reintroduction of the Daleks to the modern audience, and well written.
It should have sat earlier.
Oh, you think so?
Because it's so strong.
Yeah.
But I guess it's like halfway finale, midway.
Yeah, maybe.
PowerPoint. Anywho.
Next week.
What is it called?
It's called The Long Game. Any ideas what that might be about?
Like that's a move in strategy.
Is it?
Like it's like we're gonna play long game here.
Yeah.
Like so some kind of war strategy.
Okay.
Like maybe like something's on Earth, waiting out, like they're the ones, or do we finally go? No, don't tell me.
Yeah, okay, I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm just wondering what you think. But yeah, we know that Adam is on board.
Roll my eyes.
So I think that concludes our episode discussion for Dalek. Before we finish, though, we have another email, which I was very pleased to receive. This one comes from Elliot, not the Elliot from Come Along Pond, coincidentally, another Elliot. This Elliot says, "Hello, I've just started listening to the podcast and I love being able to hear both a fan and a non-fan's take on the episodes so far. So, hearing how much Ben likes Christopher Eccleston, I was wondering who is Stephen's favourite Doctor. Mine is the 10th Doctor," Elliot says. "I love finding new podcasts and I think you guys are really funny and entertaining to listen to. Looking forward to more episodes from the podcast."
Who is the 10th Doctor?
The 10th is David Tennant. Okay, Elliot.
Can I guess?
Well, can I just say first that Ben knows this about me, but I am terrible at picking favourites.
Yeah.
I am so indecisive. I hum and I ha, and I don't like to commit. So asking me to pick a favourite.
Yeah, you committed 6 years to me. That's weird.
Well, you're an exception.
Okay.
Go on. Well, okay. Who do you think my favourite is?
Matt Smith.
Why?
Because you find him very attractive.
I do. I do. If the question was who is the most attractive Doctor, then Matt Smith hands down. But who is my favourite?
Let's rephrase this. Favourite should be I personally think under the bracket of
which actor plays the Doctor the best,
and also who do you find the most entertaining to watch?
Yeah. See, I do love Eccleston because he was my first Doctor. Why is that funny?
Didn't know he was a paediatrician.
Ben made it funny.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Eccleston was my first Doctor. And that I think your first Doctor always holds a special place in your heart. And he is fantastic, but it's a shame that we only got one season of him, so there's not a huge amount of him out there. But probably David Tennant, because of my age and he was my teen years. He was the Doctor for my teen years. From literally, actually, I think 13 to 18, he was the Doctor, and he's so good.
Okay, I'm not around that thought up to Elliot. Stephen's favourite is the 10th Doctor as well. Yes. As I'm guessing a lot of people out there.
Yeah. But the thing is that I say that and now I just expect loads of people listening to be like, "Ugh, what a basic bitch answer." Because people who are fans of the 10th Doctor get a lot of stick saying, "Oh, he's basic," he's, but I think that's unfair. I think he's obviously Christopher Eccleston is a huge part of the show's success in coming back, but David Tennant is also a huge part of that because he continued it and continued to make it popular.
He took the torch.
Yeah. I'm really curious as to when we move on to David Tennant, what you'll think of him.
So...
Because you've told me before that he doesn't appeal to you as an actor.
No.
And you've fallen in love so much with Christopher Eccleston. I fear how you're going to react when your Doctor changes.
Okay.
But we'll wait and see on that. So yeah. That's it for this week's episode.
It is.
As ever, you can find us online. We're on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. Just search for About Time Podcast and I'm sure you'll find us. You can email us like Elliot did at abouttimecast@gmail.com. Please do email us because we love hearing from you. It's really cool to hear from listeners. So please do that. And if something else you could do that would be cool is leave a rating or a review for us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you're listening. That would be really cool. Time for our French.
Well, au revoir to the people out there.
Got time to get one more knock of the microphone stand in before we finish.
Yeah.
Au revoir.
Bye. Au revoir.
Or as the Daleks would say, au revoir, au revoir, au revoir.